Alright, we got Bedrock Finals. Should be ready to move here. Starting up our first game. I had to resign in this account. It didn't work, so I'm a little bit behind. Let me get our private game going, and then I can talk about teams and stuff. Alright, so we got Bedrock Final today. Fun game. Gonna be a little different. This is our last one for the Bedrock set. Anyway, this game is gonna be a best of 5. It's a European team against a North American team, so we're gonna be swapping regions. First game's going to be on EU. It's going to go EU, North America, EU, North America. If we need a game 5, because it's a best of 5, then the last game will be on EU. So that presumably means that the European team, which I think is Slayers, won the coin toss there. How the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let me get this back over here. All right. Our orange team is going to be Team Cuyo. Team Cuyo is Eldery Snake, it's L54Q, and Peru and Ritzy over here. I see no Nash, which is interesting. Nash talks a lot about how tall he is and is not here. Other team is Slayers. Blue team is Slayers. I don't know I'm gonna have a fun time with this name. Someone's gotta like ping me in Discord how to say this name. Gidsees? No idea. Fabs. This is dead meat, I guess, even though both of those words are spelled wrong. And then I have a big BP. Pretty incredible names from Slayers over here. Got to strap in. We got two solid teams here. We got a best of 5. This might take a long time. First map's going to be on food in Europe. Food, this map is interesting because you have these two very high level, these two level 3 diamond gens right off spawn right here. So one team gets to mid early, it's going to be a big problem. You're going to see builder kit from both teams. They're going to get to mid at the same time if they don't want to lose immediately. You also have these are level 4 gold gens, I think. Maybe 3, but I'm pretty sure these are level 4. So you have just all around tons of resources, super fast-paced game at mid on food. I imagine we're getting started any second here. Got everyone in here. We're trying to get these games to start as fast as possible because, like I said, this will take a while. Maybe we'll have one team win 3 games. That would be fast, but I don't see it happening. These teams are both real good. These teams have both had pretty incredible performances throughout the tournament. Look at a little history real quick. In our seeding here, let me see where these dudes are. Oh, never mind, I lied. No history, we're starting now. Winner of this match gets a podium in their honor in the EggWars lobby, I believe, and then some other rewards as well. So we see, right, 2 builder kits from both teams. We're going to have some fights over these diamond gens immediately at mid, and Peru's going to back up, but did get those diamonds, I believe. Fabs and Ritzy are the first 2 at mid with actual armor. Ritzy's really just trying to sit on this diamond gen at all costs here. There's a couple Gapples looking to live. Last game I commentated, Cuyo was blue, now Cuyo's orange, and Slayers are blue. I'm gonna have to remember this. If I say it wrong, it's my bad. Teams are in the top right. Fabs does go down to Ritzy. Mid control early game on food is probably the most important out of any map, just because of how rich you can get, how quickly. As expected, you will have Obsidian on both team sides. This is from that big old level 4 gold gen that L54Q over here already has. Full chain, level 4 gold. It means you basically tap the gen once and you have full chain armor if you want it. Eldery Snake's looking to grab some gear still. Was getting fought by 2, but it's only going to be Fabs. Another member of Slayers goes down. Peru gets dead meat over there. No crazy early game egg breaks. We're going to be in for a little bit of a longer haul on this one. I don't think you've seen any kills from Slayers yet. It's been Cuyo getting all the kills. But you do have even enough gear. Well, I'm interested in what sword 54 over here has. This is diamond, so that's going to be a big difference. Even though they both have chain armor, diamond sword versus stone sword is, against a good player, borderline unwinnable, honestly. Peru's going to be building a bridge up top here. Can't really stop them from getting to the base. You got to try to stop them once they get there. Now, even early game like this, on a map like Food, you could have someone like Ritzy, someone like Peru could have a 25, even a 40 diamond pickaxe at this point. Not impossible at all. And if they do, we could see an egg right now. TNT is going to go down, expose the obsidian a little bit. A lot of times you see that when they want to block in with their own obsidian. That is what Peru's going to do. Peru gets blocked in. That was a beautiful drop from Peru to get blocked in that early, and egg's going to get broken here. First egg of the finals. Cuyo gets it. Just a couple minutes into this game. Now they're going to try to finish off a couple kills here. BP's over here getting 2v1, even though the rest of their team is here, so they shouldn't, with the armor and the rest of the team, they shouldn't go down there. You do see Ritzy with full iron, but yeah. Jizzy's took that fight for a second, but being up there against a diamond sword, you don't want to do it too much. And then they do go down. Dead Meat might be able to get a bridge started. If they don't, they're definitely going down there as well, and they do. Huge start for Cuyo here. 3 kills immediately. Fabs is the only one left. Fabs goes down as well. Quick first game. That was a game on EU as well, so Cuyo's going to be on their home region for the next game. Hope to see something a little closer than that if I can be selfish. Oh, I don't want to play my own EggWars game. That's why I typed hub earlier. That game, like Food pretty much always is, was decided by the mid-control Cuyo had at the beginning. If you allow the other team to get mid-control, they're going to have more gear than you, and then you're going to lose. That is how Food works. So although that map was, you know, that game was not real close. That was a pretty convincing victory. Food is a very unique map, and Food's a map that I think historically Cuyo is very solid on. So we see a non-Food map. Things might play out a little differently. We'll have to see. It is a best of 5 today, so 3 games minimum. We hop into our second private game in a moment here. Let me check the map. I don't see it. We'll see when we get in the game. Hide the code real quick so no evil person steals it. Also, let me update our score. It's going to be 1-0 for Cuyo right now. Best of 5, so first team to 3 on the scoreboard will win today. Gonna be back in. Our second map is Birthday. Circular. This actually is similar to the burger and Food right here, but the map as a whole plays very differently because you end up with a lot more slow-paced games on Birthday because the gens are not nearly as charged up as they are. Now, interestingly, I saw a name over here, if I was right. Yeah, so we do have a sub. Nash the Basher is in this game, was not in the last game. I think it was L54Q, I think, was the person who was in last game. So Kuyo is interesting to sub out after having such a, you know, dominating game 1, but that is what we see. It's like the same players for Slayers over here. See how Birthday plays out on the home region of Kuyo. Should play out differently. Should be interesting. It's like Fabs is gone. That's bad. Yeah. Well, okay. Can we not start the game? Yeah. Might have to re-queue here. I'm not sure if we're able to stop the countdown once it's already stopped. Okay, we can. That's good. Fabs had a little oopsie there. You can see our empty cage over here. Playing the finals in the 3v4 would be quite sad. Birthday honestly is a map I'd say I've seen the most death matches on. Plays a lot slower pace compared to some of the more popular maps, compared to beach, compared to food, just because it's really easy to not fight each other. In all honesty, like on these different layers of mid, you can have one team getting diamonds down here, one team getting diamonds up here, everyone just kind of gearing up. It's just interesting that I think because the countdown started, it shouldn't have any gameplay impact, but these generators are online. Oh, and now it's this is starting in 59 minutes. It'll be 4 started. It won't take an hour, don't worry. But these generators aren't usually online before the game starts. All right, here we go. One thing you can see on birthday is because it's so easy just kind of run past people on this multi-layered mid is you do occasionally have these, first couple second early egg breaks just because you can get around mid without fighting the other team. But with these two, our two Bedrock finalists, I don't expect to see anyone have that big of a brain fart down here where they're going to let someone get past them for a free egg break. That would be a colossal choke in the finals. Nash bridges up, probably grabs some gear, going to go back. Ritzy's going to be in a rough little 2v1, even though Jesse's doesn't actually have a sword. Not even really about the damage though, it's just hard to fight two people when you're getting bounced back and forth. Elderly Snake's going to come up and help, going to have the best sword in this interaction as well. Going to flip it on its side, obviously, because this is now two swords against, no, or only one sword and a pickaxe. Jesse's is going to run away. Elderly Snake gets a little combo on Fab's going to knock him off. Not going to go for the gen, just going to pursue, try to get that kill there. Huge combo from Elderly Snake there. Gets him all the way. Not all the way off, but the equivalent of that. Going to have Obsidian from both teams, so at the very least we have no immediate egg break. We are going to have a Diamond Gen, already a level 3 Diamond Gen at Slayer's base. So even if they lose mid control from here on out, which they should try not to, but having a level 3 Diamond Gen this early, I'm not even sure how they did that. That's kind of impressive. Someone must have got in and got out. No Diamond Gen for Cuyo yet. Britzy might change that over there. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. You see something like this where there are both teams at mid right now. Leathery Snake, though, is on the bottom layer. Gonna hop up instead of just farming, though. Has the sword advantage against PP. Pretty even fight, but again, stone sword versus wood sword, that's leather armor. Bigger difference than you would think. Fabs is gonna come in with the one up, though. It's an iron sword. Now Leathery is gonna run away. No crazy PvP diffs in that fight. That was all just about who has better stuff. And Peru's gonna be coming towards mid now with chain armor. I would imagine a diamond sword as well, but Peru probably doesn't want to reveal that until they have to. I'll just be running straight up. There are 3 members of Slayer. There's only 2 now. It's like Peru wants to just go straight for the base. It makes sense. Again, I don't see any armor, but I see that level 3 gen that I should really have some solid gear on the side of Slayers right now, because the level 3 diamond gen don't take that long to get armor from. I'm kind of surprised that I'm seeing such a lack of strong gear from them. Peru's going to be on top of here. So you're probably going to see a similar strategy as we saw last time from Cuyo, where Peru's going to try to block himself in with Obsidian here. Obviously be huge if they're able to get it, but I would say Slayer should be able to stop him. At least if nobody else comes to help. What you end up seeing though is you have 3 people against one person at mid here, so the whole rest of Team Cuyo is able to do whatever they want. And that's assuming that Slayers is able to stop this drop, which they are for the moment because I think that's BP has a pretty massive pickaxe. Look just like a 40 diamond pickaxe. Maybe 25, but a solid one. And Peru goes down. So that's big there. I guess that's what they spent all these diamonds on, is they have a strong pickaxe there. That is some information for Cuyo. As long as Peru is properly communicating, they will all know that there is a strong pickaxe on the other side now. Richie's just up here farming some diamonds. Yeah, it is best of 5 for here. So first team to 3 games, not 2 like it usually is. I see Fabs over at Kuyo's base, but Fabs is outgeared by every person here. So this would be a pretty miraculous egg break if they got it. So Peru only has a stone sword, interestingly. I would have expected diamond with the chain armor, but so this isn't as uneven a fight as it looks like because Fabs does have the sword advantage there. Obviously they're gonna get outgeared by a little bit, not too much though. Tries to clutch there, aren't able to do it. More than anything, looks like they were just wasting time by doing that. Messing with Peru a little bit. I'm not sure they ever expected to get the egg in that 2v1 out armored. Oh Lord. Give me 1 second here. Alright, that's my bad. Nothing happened though. 2 seconds. So we got this classic ladder defense going on the side of Cuyo. Nash is just, you can't really see it with the player models, but Nash is 6'5", so Nash's head is actually up all the way by BP here, and he can see what they're doing. So it's kind of a good strategy to be standing right there. So you notice right now you're going to have all three of 4 members of Cuyo are at their own base right now. 4 now, Ritzy comes back. So you will have free reign at the moment. Or I lied, I guess. I guess I saw 4. There were only actually 3 Elderies still here. Going blind in my old age. But regardless, for the moment, Slayers had an advantage. But now, Eldery has the worst gear here, but Diamond Sword versus Iron Sword, this is a very even fight. Trading hits pretty evenly here. Jesse's gonna try to run away, get blocked in. Not fully run away, but block in to not get knocked off while they're in the gap, which is smart. I still feel like I'm not seeing enough gear. Ooh, did not see Ritzy over there. Big move over there. Ritzy just got the egg. And a kill. Huge, huge moves from Kuyo over here. Wish I could have tabs on everyone at all times, but I can't. Alright, this is Kuyo's region right here. This is North America, but they did win in Europe last game. Slayers is not down. They all have gear. They're all together at mid. They can make a little push, but it's going to be a little rough. Bo's coming in here. BP does hit a nice leap feather to be able to get across, but they're going to be alone for the time being, going to have to just survive. And Peru's going to wall the bridge off over here. Fabs and Jissies, if they want to help their teammate, are going to have to get around Peru. Fabs just ignores him, goes the other way. Barely holds on there, but Peru's going to jump down and get the knockoff there. Well played by Peru. Going to be a 4v2 now. Going to have both members of Slayers who are still alive at Kuyo's base. It's going to be Ritzy coming in from the back. Peru as well is going to be there. Fabs and BP do have a chance for the time being, but again, you have Nash just sitting on the egg there. It's going to be real tough to actually get anything done. Ritzy's just spamming this pickaxe. Fabs down there gets taken out by Eldery. And it's going to be a 1v4. BP is able to 1v4 Cuyo here in the finals, this would be probably the most iconic thing that's ever happened in our CubeCraft League over here. Does not pan out that way. Well played again. This game was a little closer. I wish I was over there. I didn't really see what Ritzy did to be able to get that egg so quick. I guess I just can't slash up earlier. But whatever Ritzy did, I'm assuming just got over, got blocked in, had a strong pickaxe like we saw. Well played. Egg was a turning point. Ritzy gets an egg and gets a kill, which is huge. Puts in a 4v3 immediately. We're going to be back to Europe for our game 3. So if Slayers want to take a game, want to make this a little closer than it is right now, they're going to have to get that one. Obviously, it's 2-0 right now. So one more game. If Slayers give anything else up, it's going to be over. Now that said, in a tournament like this, we had 64 teams. Second place is absolutely respectable. You still get rewards and everything for that. But obviously everyone's gunning for the podium here. Whoever's on my account, on the league account, in chat, I agree with you. 100%. Can't be biased as a commentator here, but I would love to see at least one win from Slayers so we can get another match here. That would be cool. This last game wasn't as crazy, as fast as the first game was, but it was still um, pretty handy in the sense that you never really got the feeling that Slayers were even really close to getting a Kuyo egg. They were over at the base a couple times, but it was like Fabs is over at Kuyo's base in leather with a stone sword against 3 dudes in iron armor, and it's, you're never gonna get the kill there. Waiting momentarily for our next private game here. Check what map for you guys is gonna be as soon as this gets going. Alright, getting to our next game here. This is going to be a European server. Once again, it's going to be the classic fan favorite, competitive player favorite map, which is Beach. Now, we were hoping for some longer games. I will tell you guys, if we're going to have a longer game, it's not going to be on Beach. Slayer's going to want to win this game. They're going to have to do it quickly. Honestly, if I'm Slayers here, my goal for this game, my biggest goal is trying to get an egg just off spawn. Pre-Obsidian egg break here for Slayers would totally turn the game on its head. That would be enormous for them. Not the only way to win, but Beach is a very fast-paced map, and Kuyo's won the last 2 games in a pretty fast-paced manner. Starting up game 3 here. Kuyo up 2-0. Winner of this game, if it's Kuyo, will officially have won the tournament. Be huge for them. If I can be partial as a commentator, like I said, I will hope for the other outcome. Try to get 4 or 5 games in this set instead of just 3. Someone's asking more games. Yeah, it's a best of 5. So we will have more games only if Kuyo goes down this game. If Kuyo wins, it'll be all over. What I really want to see this game, I want to see someone go for an early egg break here on beach. You're so close to each other. The mid is so small. It's flat. It's real easy to get across. Gonna have two eggshell kits, two builder kits from Cuyo to get to mid. Same thing from Slayers. I've done Slayers game before. I've watched them just dismantle people. They absolutely have the ability here to take a game from Cuyo, and that's what I want to see here. Get to a game 4. Looks like BP is going to try to go for it. Can have another sub, and it's going to be it's going to be L54 instead of Nash again. BP was a little bit too slow because L54, although they died, they got a couple hits off. So even if BP was able to get there, Obsidian was down already. I like to try though. It's a very solid attempt, and that honestly might be the best attempt on Kuyo's egg that I've seen this whole set so far. Eldery takes out Fabs. That seemed like a relatively one-sided fight. He had the sword advantage again. Eldery's going to be fighting Jesse's over here. Richie could help with the fight, but they're not. They're trusting Eldery. Now they're going to come over. Jesse's going to have to run back up for a teammate, I would imagine. So you have BP coming back. I don't know if I've seen Eldery die this set yet either. Eldery is going to run back. We have all our ladders around Orange's egg here, and we're getting extra obsidian down. So these obsidian pieces placed in the bottom are interesting. I don't know if I've seen this too much before, but what that does is it prevents you from doing the classic like build-in that you'd usually do. You'd usually want to stand where one of these obsidian pieces are and build yourself around with obsidian. Still totally possible you could just stand on this one and then build around, but it makes it a little harder. A little bit of a miss there from Jizzies as they try to get Ritzy off. Would have been valid if they, did a trade. They sacrificed to get a hit off, knock Ritzy off the bridge, but they were not successful in doing that. Ritzy gets a pretty easy kill there with the gear advantage. I would expect to have a strong gen over here, which is going to be really the only hope as it stands right now for Slayers. Gonna have to fend off a push that's coming in right now, though. You have Peru and you have Ritzy coming in. They're trying to get the egg right now, trying to win the tournament right now. Only need one push if this is it. TNT is going down. You have the whole Slayers team over here defending. Prue tries to get built in, doesn't do it 100%. But even if they don't get built in here, they do have to survive, have to get some kills. Richie's maxed out on gear in terms of, early game. Full Iron Diamond Sword. BP also does have the same gear. So that'll be relatively fair. You can see Jesse's is just waiting for Peru, trying to get a fight in there. Peru's got the low ground, getting a couple free crits there. Gapple will make that go away. Got this 1v1 going on over here. Peru gets knocked out. Ritzy is building up, probably trying to build themselves in again. I'm not sure if Ritzy, I would expect Ritzy honestly not to have Obsidian. I would expect Ritzy to be just trying to get some kills while Peru builds themselves in. Peru did not die. I'm not sure where they went. They died now. Could have been it. It's well defended. If nothing else, Slayers just had a real good defense. They just beat two very, very strong players to protect their egg there. And they have the level 3 gen, so game's pretty even so far. I say game's even. This fight at mid is not even, because Fabs is rocking with the wood sword. They can try to get some crazy combos or something, but you're really never ever winning that fight. Need to see some. I can't have this gen stacking like this. Someone's got to be over there. Only way this game's going to stay even, somewhat even, is if we have people collecting from that gen over there. Well, you do have Jesse's at least right now on mid, getting the mid gen, but they're going to be outgeared again by Eldery just kind of running away. Now there's two people. Ritzy's back. Ritzy with basically no gear, but extra hits help. Jesse's gets back to base safely. We do finally have someone dead meat over there. I haven't really said that name very much. Haven't seen too much either way from that player. Seen egg break or something. Fabs is gonna be hard pressed to win this fight over here. Gonna just try to be irritating. I would be surprised if Emperor followed. Emperor does follow. Um, does get the kill. Obviously, that bridge is a lot more risky for Peru because Fabs has nothing, doesn't really care if they get knocked off. But Peru played a real safe, did never get hit. Jissies does have more gear. 2v1 might be somewhat doable with Richie having nothing, but not the 3v1 over there with Peru. Team has come back up now. Most competitive game, for sure, from Slayers so far. Ritzy's not going to be able to hold mid here. It's going to be Eldery against BP and Jissies, essentially. Officially, you'll be sad because Nash is not even actually in this game. BP and Ritzy kill each other, um, which is interesting. Those, fairly certain if I remember gear, Ritzy had basically nothing and BP did have gear, so that one would be a win for Cuyo. It's just the best two teams bracket-wise, but there were no qualifiers or anything, so, totally possible that either Cuyo or Slayers beat a stronger team, if you want to think of it like that, in the earlier stages of the bracket. Eldery does go down there. Peru is going to build over once again towards the egg for Slayers. Nothing happened last time. I will say the two people who are at Slayer's base now don't really have anything. Peru gets in the real quickly gets an egg. 40 diamond pickaxe and the obsidian was already there. Slayers didn't spend the time to break this block in that was already existing, so Peru gets a pretty easy kill there. You can have BP with some gear against Peru with a little bit more gear. You have a 2v1 going on now, but I would expect to have someone from Cuyo pulling up soon. Peru tries to escape, but Fabs is right there. Fabs makes a little bit of a risky play. Peru could have tried to hit a jump, get a kill there, but doesn't. Got all four members of Slayers at their own base right now. Got Ritzy here and Peru around as well. Peru's going to back up towards mid. Ritzy gets bowed off, but it's bowed off actually toward BP. They're going to have a little 2v1 here. BP needs some support over here. Someone to get bowed off or, at the very least, someone to come over and help. Denmeat's over there shooting bow, but BP clutches once. Peru's just crit spamming. Health has got to be getting low as well. Although you don't have any diamond swords, health does get low. Richard, BP goes down. No team support there. You had Dead Meat in the leather armor trying to shoot some bows, but didn't help at all. Getting real desperate for Slayers here. Jissies drops in with some TNT, gets just slammed off the edge immediately. Peru gets knocked off, but has a leap feather. You have Fabs over here, trying to get a kill on Ritzy. Isn't able to get one. Peru's gonna drop on Fabs. Fabs gets hit into the wall. Not what Peru would have wanted there, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna matter too much. It's going to be Dead Meat backing up in the leather armor. It's going to be just the whole Cuyo team on Fabs here. Fabs gets blocked in with Obsidian, and that is going to be the end of that player. You can see we're in the finals and we're asking to be kind. This game might not be too well. See Dead Meat get taken out here. It's going to be a very anticlimactic end to this game with Fabs sitting in the Obsidian. So Fabs is trying the hostage negotiation tactic, asking to talk. We'll see if Kuyo's gonna allow it at all. I'm not sure what the the ladders are just to stop him from placing blocks there. Yeah, I was gonna say, can someone bring in a diamond sword over here so we can finish this off a little quicker? Got the crit spam blocks placed over here. TNT is what does it. Peru gets the final kill, and with that we have a Bedrock champion. A clean 3-0 sweep of the finals from Cuyo. Well played from both teams here to get here. Slayers, absolutely nothing to be disappointed about. Second place in the 64-man tournament in the inaugural CubeCraft League tournament is absolutely enormous. It's good for them, but obviously, especially right now, well played by Cuyo. Just, absolutely swept through this whole tournament. Let's go back. Let's take a look at Kuyo's original game. Kuyo, round one, they beat Team Beats Me 2-0. Kuyo came in round two, beat a team that a lot of people thought was going to go on and win it themselves, Zambia Bypass. Kuyo 2-0 Zambia Bypass, wins that game. 2-0's Asteroid Destroyers in round three. Quarterfinals, Team Cuyo wins 2-0 against Crifos. Semifinals, Team Cuyo wins 2-0 against Los Belujos. And in the finals, Team Cuyo wins 3-0 against Slayers. You know, I'm not all that good at math, but what that means, you guys, Team Cuyo went through this whole tournament beating probably the favorites, aside from themselves, along with the winner of the other side of the bracket. Everyone they beat along the way, Team Cuyo dropped 0 games. Some teams had a lot of forfeits. Didn't look like anyone even forfeited against Cuyo. Cuyo just came in, beat every single team with a sweep. Really, really incredible tournament from them. I hope we see Cuyo back in something like a Block Wars or whatever our next tournament will end up being. Capture the flag. Maybe we'll see some different faces, see some CTF pros over there. No guarantee that that'll be the next one, but it's one of the favorite talking points, I think. It's one of the more interesting ones. With that said, we have our Bedrock tournament concluded now in pretty incredible fashion from Cuyo. We will also have our Java finals. I don't think they're scheduled yet, but those will be happening anytime now. Keep an eye out for that. I know we got a big Java fan base as well. We had like 50 people in our last Java stream here. 76 right now, which is crazy, but I wouldn't expect anything less for the final there. Nash comes in chat here and says they had one final death through the entire tournament. You guys don't know how that works. 4 final deaths would give you 1 loss. So we're at 1/4 of a loss for the whole tournament. I would say absolutely the best team won here. At least the best team that played. That is a good shout as well. I don't believe they've played. We'll have a 3rd place game as well. Shadow Wizard Monkey Gang and Los Belujos are those 2 teams, I believe. That they are. So we keep an eye out for that game as well. I think that is all I got for here, though. Again, super well played. Really appreciate everyone being able to communicate. Bedrock teams, Cuyo, everyone they've played in these last few rounds has been really incredible about, communicating these games scheduled fast, making it easy on our lives. I want to appreciate that as well. So the last thing I'll say, though, good games. Tune in for the 3rd place game. Tune in for the Java final. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Rest of your morning if you're me, but if you're EU, probably not your morning, whatever time it ends up being.